Do you feel the pressure when you're actually recording it, like the streaming?
It was definitely so before every round I was vlogging and I was doing meet and greets and doing other things for the
Yeah, I saw
live
you do
streaming.
a meet and greet. You didn't know what the hell you were doing. It's great.
Yeah,
Like, what am
yeah.
I? How do I do this?
Yeah, I see we
What
made
do
it.
I do?
It was actually really wholesome. The beginning was very silly because I was just not expecting that it was going to be more of a seminar. I thought it was like, oh, you pose and take pictures, but they actually asked really nice, meaningful questions. But unfortunately, it's bad for YouTube retention, and we cut them all out. So
Bad for you to
yeah,
the good long form conversation. So it was like
yes,
questions, Q&A type of thing.
exactly. You have to have very fast paced for YouTube, and that seminar was not fast paced.
Okay. Well, not everything in life needs to be on YouTube, right?
That's true.
There's like two parallel things, stuff that's fun for YouTube.
Yes,
And
one day we'll post that Q&A on.
yeah, when you guys when you
Channel.
become like ultra famous, you're currently just regular famous.
Then they'll
Andrea's
appreciate
first
the long,
Q&A.
slow content. Yes.
And that the YouTube aspect, the creation aspect, does that add to the fun ultimately of the chess, of like your love of chess?
Oh, for the love of chess in general, or just for competing in that one tournament?
No, love of chess in general. I
Ah.
think you said that for competing for that tournament was adding pressure.
Yeah, but actually, I would say like a good pressure. But yeah, this is where I differed to Alex because when I was just competitive and I was younger, I don't think I loved chess as much as when I started doing it for content. Because unlike her, who a lot of her friends and social circle were other chess players, I never really traveled and built really solid friendships through chess until I started streaming and meeting other chess streamers and actually playing and talking to people for fun rather than just always being alone in the game and never really meeting other people my age or people with similar interests. So I would say Twitch was the thing that really changed how I approached the game.
I think with some YouTubers, there's a pressure to be almost somebody else. You create a persona, and you're stuck in that persona. I think I'm too I'm too much of a boomer to know what the hell Twitch is anyway. But it feels like when you're actually live streaming, you can't help but be who you really are.
I think I think when you're live streaming, and I've talked to a lot of other streamers about this, you kind of just over exaggerate one side of your personality. And of course,
Got it.
it's kind of like being like on all the time. Like you're trying to be more entertaining, and sometimes you're being sillier at moments or more. You take what character traits like people know you for. And for me, one is being like ADHD and the younger sibling who's very energetic and causes trouble, even though
Yeah,
sometimes
I'm sure
will
you
switch.
cause trouble just for the camera. Right?
Yeah, right.
I think, and of course, once you're live streaming for like 4 or 5 hours, there's going to be moments in the stream where it's more chill, but especially when you're like editing that content or you're doing bigger streams that are shorter, you are kind of playing up a side of yourself because, of course, there's a lot of parts of me that I don't show to the camera because they're not as entertaining to watch,
Yeah.
like the more serious part.
And also, there's things that you are really interested in about what you do. Like, I love competitive chess where I could sit and really think about it, but I know that that is not going to be as entertaining for stream. I know that's not going to be as entertaining for YouTube. So you kind of have to take what you like, but then really adapt it for whatever the format is. And sometimes that feels inauthentic, but other times it just feels like repackaging what you love for people in a more general audience to enjoy.
Do you feel like it's a trap a little bit as you evolve? Like,
I
you're
think
trapped in-
social media is. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
social media in general is a trap of that kind?
Well, so we've been trying to switch to learn how to make YouTube videos recently. And so much of learning YouTube school is kind of the beastification of content where you try to get to the point of the video within like the first 10 seconds to not lose people. You try to.
You mean like Mr. Beast?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, where it's so fast paced. There's a reason to wait. There's high stakes.
Yeah.
And everything is created to keep people watching the video and keep people on the platform. And in some ways, it is a trap because it's harder to do the kind of content you like because you really have to squeeze it to be like, okay, well, do we have a good thumbnail for this? Do we have a good title for this? And that's something that we're trying to figure out how to keep true to what we want to do.
Yeah, see, the way I think about it is, yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can create and, yeah, the Mr. Beastification process. But also, I think about what are the videos, conversations, or things I will create in this life that will be the best thing I do.
Mm-hmm.
and I try not to do things in my life that will prevent me from getting there. I feel like if you're always focusing on doing kind of optimizing the thumbnail and the 10 seconds and so on, you'll never do the thing that's truly you're known for and remembered for. So finding that balance is tricky.
I get that, but at the same time, this might be my own copium, which I know is a word you know now.
Yeah, I'm slowly learning the full
Twitch
complexity
lingo.
of the term, yes.
But the other way I think about it is a skill to learn how to communicate with large audiences.
Yeah.
And first I started streaming chess, which is something I just did and really loved. But now I have to learn how to translate that format. And if that's a skill set we could build, then we could use it to do really important things. And I've seen a lot of YouTubers who have done interviews about how, they didn't love the kind of content they did at first, but what they're doing right now is really meaningful. So I like to think of it maybe like skill development, because not everybody hits off podcasts where they can talk to super interesting people right off the bat.
Yeah, you can be slow and boring in a podcast. You don't have to worry about the first 10 seconds. I mean, people keep pushing me but the first 10 seconds of the videos I do is, well, I know it's most important for YouTube, but I don't give a damn. I wrote a Chrome extension that hides all the views and likes. I don't look at the click.
I don't look at Twitch views. Andrea does, so we
I
also
love
can relate.
I love numbers too, but that's why I don't look at it, because you become like, you'll start to think that a conversation or a thing you did sucks because it doesn't get views.
Yep.
But that's just not the case. The YouTube algorithm is this monster that figures stuff out.
Yeah.
And if you let it control your mind, I feel like it's going to destroy you creatively. So you have to find a nice balance.
I have to say, I was laughing a little bit when I was listening to the Magnus episode. In the first 10 minutes, you guys are talking about soccer, football.
Two robots seem human in the conversation.
Yeah.
I was like, let's have some fun, make conversation about non-chess related topics.
Yeah, talk about sports.
Yeah, it was kind of hilarious. I was surprised that even at his level, I wasn't sure, but I was surprised how much he loves chess. It sounds cliche to say, but the way he looked at a chessboard, those memes I wish somebody looked at me the way he's still the way he glanced down and he reached for the pieces with excitement to show me something. There wasn't okay, I'll show you. It was like there was still that fire.
That's something that always shocks me about some of super grandmasters. One of my coaches was a person who also, his name's GM Hammer of Norway. He also coached Magnus. He was his second, and he was helping me train for my tournament. And I was kind of putting off doing the homework. He's like, if you're putting it off, that means you're studying the wrong thing. You should be enjoying even when you're practicing, which when I grew up, I thought to get to the top level, practicing has to be hard and unpleasant. And when I was listening to your Magnus episode, he was like, I didn't read books very much. Or it was one thing that you said that's very normal for studying classical chess that he didn't do just because it didn't interest him.
He says, I suck at puzzles. I don't like puzzles.
Yeah, and he doesn't do what he doesn't enjoy, and that's because it's purely driven out of passion.
I think the internet was I suck at puzzles too.
Yeah, they like that.
Yeah,
they related.
I don't have to study at all. It's fun. And but I think the lesson there that's really powerful is he spends most of the day thinking about chess because he wants to.
Yes.
So do whatever, if you're into getting better at chess, do whatever it takes.
Exactly.
To actually just the number of hours you spend a day thinking about chess, maximize that if you're super serious about it.